the pre-hackathon session, and I'd like to welcome everybody to our event. It's been months in the making, and we hope you truly enjoy it. Welcome everybody from the participants, the mentors, the judges. Welcome to the team as well who put this all together. We are FortNynja. We're a cybersecurity company based in Malaysia, in Hong Kong, and Australia. And we put this together with our good partners, Microsoft, Palo Alto Networks, Jewel Digital Ventures, and Digitize. And we've got our developer community partners as well. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This is going to be a very quick, nice and punchy information session. So without further ado, I'm going to quickly introduce our sponsors, Microsoft. Can we have Imran? Imran, are you here? Imran's going to give us a little bit of a rundown on how to build a little bit of apps. It's a 15-minute session. Imran, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Brilliant. Yes. Welcome. Good to have you on board. Imran's recently joined Microsoft as their partner technology specialist, and he's got a sneak peek window right now on what's available for people who want to use Azure to build apps. So over to you, Imran.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'll just share my screen really quickly. Okay, all right. I think, yeah, we all can see my screen right now. I'll just get started. So yeah, hello and good evening, everyone. So my name is Imran. I'm a partner technology strategist from Microsoft Malaysia. Today, I'd just like to briefly introduce you to Microsoft's Power Platform and Microsoft Azure, our cloud computing platform. Of course, if you can't hear me or something's wrong, just please let me know. If not, I'll just continue, all right? So in Power Platform, I'll be mainly talking about two of our solutions that will help you with creating apps and also automating processes. But I'll also mention some other solutions we have and what they can do for you, just in case they may be relevant for what you're trying to make. So as I understand, the individuals and teams we have here in this hackathon may have different skill sets and expertise, but these solutions can help you whether you're a new and beginner developer or pro developer and allow you to do more with your teammates. These are all tools you could use to potentially help you this weekend in terms of your solution submission and proposal, and comes in the form of, for example, a sample interface, a concept, or your basic prototype. So moving to my next slide. Today, developers like yourselves can create applications using your favorite tools. You can use multiple Azure services to create cloud-native applications and building blocks to empower even more developers across your team. With these services, professional developers can provide a secure, scalable solution and foundation for low-code apps built by other team members. You can efficiently tap into subject matter experts, those closest to the business problem, and bring them powerful, easy-to-use tools that are low-code or no-code, so they can create apps themselves without a developer background. With a combination of Power Platform and Azure, citizen developers can easily build business apps that can be easily extended by professional developers using Azure services, functions, or APIs to scale and grow innovation. So let's first talk about Microsoft Power Platform. Microsoft Power Platform is a product family that delivers innovative business solutions across one seamlessly integrated platform. On the left here, we have Power Apps. Power Apps enables everyone to build quickly and easily custom apps. Then we have Power Automate, allowing you to automate workflows and processes. Power BI allows businesses to analyze and visualize real-time business performance data, while Power Virtual Agents helps integrate AI capabilities by creating intelligent virtual agents or chatbots. We also have at the bottom here, Microsoft Dataverse, which lets you securely store and manage data that's used by business applications. Power Platform provides you a low-code interface for any user to quickly create custom apps while simultaneously providing tools for pro developers. This makes it possible to integrate innovative solutions across Microsoft Azure, which I'll talk about later, other Microsoft solutions, and standalone applications, giving your users the power to innovate anywhere. So one of the key tools that I want to talk about is Power Apps. So with Microsoft Power Apps, anyone can quickly build and share low-code apps. So non-developers and pro developers alike can build low-code apps that modernize processes and solve tough challenges. This helps increase agility and empowers your team to build solutions to everyday problems. With Power Apps, you can leverage pre-built templates, drag and drop simplicity, and quick deployment to allow everyone in your team to build applications they need with advanced functionality without the skills of a professional developer. This gives you the ability to create very basic apps in days and hours, such as this weekend, rather than in weeks. Additionally, professional developers will have the tools to seamlessly extend application capabilities with Azure Functions and custom connectors to connect to hundreds of data sources, including pre-built AI components. As I move on to the next tool, I hope that everyone is keeping up with what I'm saying and I'm not lagging too much. So going on, we have Power Automate. Power Automate is a workflow service that allows automating tasks across multiple services using connectors or UI automation. With Power Automate, users can automate repetitive, low-value added manual processes and workflows and spend more time on higher value added work. This can come in the form of building time-saving workflows, like setting automatic reminders for past tasks or moving business data between systems on a schedule. Automations can be quickly created from templates or by starting from blank in the designer, once again allowing you to quickly adopt Power Automate this weekend itself, rather than spending a long time having to learn about how to use the tool. And these automations can be automatically triggered to run even when events occur in other systems and services, or scheduled to run at a specific time. For example, run every 30 minutes. Users can even start instant flows on demand via a button click from within the Power Automate mobile app or from context of other selected items in other apps. Once triggered, the flow proceeds to execute the actions defined in the flow with conditions used to guide them with proper actions. So for example, what if you're trying to automate actions done on a legacy system or an app without any connectors or APIs? There are UI flows that add robotic process automation or RPA to automate repetitive tasks performed through a web interface or browser without the use of a connector. All of this is possible thanks to seamless integration using hundreds of pre-built connectors, which help you save time and boost efficiency, empowering everyone in your team, whether you're a pro developer or a new developer, to build secure workflows with low code, no code. So just to kind of give you a better visualization of what this interface image on the right looks like, I actually have a screenshot on the next slide here. So if you can see, for example, just let me go back to the previous slide. Yep. So if you can see here, the example I have looks at an Excel file, okay? And then it pulls each and every row in the file and does something to each of those rows. So for example here, it looks at a certain condition, whether the column approved is yes or no, whether it's approved, and whether it's been resolved in terms of a ticket. So depending on this condition, it will either A, if it's met, send out an email, or B, do nothing. So you can see it's very easy for you to kind of combine different tools and solutions that you're using to get the result you want to get. Okay, now to just very quickly mention two other solutions within the Power Platform that you may or may not want to look at. So first of all is Power BI. Power BI is a data visualization tool that offers capabilities to help you discover and explore insights from your data, including automated machine learning for predictive modeling, AI visualizations with detailed root cause analysis, drill downs, and easier ways for everyone to interact with the data using new Q&A visualization where, for example, you can type in, what is the best-selling product? And you get an answer for what the best-selling product is, just like that. Power BI enables you to create powerful dashboards and reports for everyone to use. Then we have Power Virtual Agents, which empowers your teams to easily create powerful bots using guided, also no-code graphical interface without the need for data scientists and developers. This interface, as you can see, is quite similar to the one I showed you on Power Automate. Very simple, drag and drop, anyone can try it out. And now an area of potential interest for developers like yourselves, the connectors that I was mentioning earlier. There are more than 350 public connectors that make it easy for application builders like yourselves to connect to both Microsoft and third-party services. These connectors are essentially proxy wrappers around the APIs provided by services that allow Power Apps and Power Automate to easily interact with that service without any developer knowledge needed. They provide built-in, out-of-the-box connectivity to hundreds of cloud services, files, databases, web APIs, and more. Custom connectors can also be easily configured if you need to use APIs from other services that aren't covered by the public connectors. What's great is that the large number of public connectors that are available currently can be used by all users, including yourselves when you first try it out. Examples of public connectors include those for Microsoft 365, Dataverse, Dropbox, Salesforce, and more, some of which you can see in the picture on the right here. And obviously, I won't go through all of them. And now we talk about innovation for everyone, right? And earlier, I kept mentioning about low code and no code, but I also talked about professional developers. So when you think about it like that, how do they work together, right? Because isn't Power Apps meant for non-developers? And why would a coder, like a professional developer, choose to not write code? Can these two groups of people, non-developers and professional developers, work together on the same platform? When it comes to Power Apps, we normally think about makers who are not traditionally software developers. So we've had people, for example, security guards, repair dispatchers, assistant principals, being able to create transformative things with Power Apps. So you can imagine as a fresh new person trying Power Apps for the first time, it's going to be a lot easier for you to start learning and try it out. Because these people did not have a computer science background or IT knowledge. By dramatically expanding who can build the apps and solve business problems with technology, we enable more people to get the job done. And it also allows your professional developers to focus more on tougher items and tougher targets. So, for example, for professionals who build and maintain software that is reliable and very extremely core to the business, you need to have some key advantages. And these are what is offered with low code. First of all, Dataverse, which I mentioned earlier, is a rich data platform that is relied on at scale by millions of users with schema, logic, and security built in. Power Platform natively connects with hundreds of data sources in a few clicks. So why would you manage data integration separately? Power Apps can quickly create robust user experiences on top of all these data sources, deployed instantly across iOS, Android, and the web. So why develop all of this with code? And when you're building with Power Apps and Dataverse, every asset, including data, logic, components, security roles, etc., can be easily reused across hundreds of applications. So why would you start from brand new each and every time? The professionals who are building with Power Apps are doing it because they can focus their coding skills on the hard problems that matter and go faster with everything else, right? But it's not just about speed. Because your newer developers, such as maybe some other people on your team today or this weekend, are also working on the platform, it allows everyone to meet in the middle in a way never before possible. This allows projects started by regular or new developers to be taken further by pro developers when and if needed. The real power of the platform is that it gives professionals and citizen developers the chance to truly work together to solve a problem. So now, with a change of theme to a darker theme and topic, let's quickly run you through Microsoft Azure. Azure is Microsoft's public cloud platform with more than 200 products and cloud services designed to help you bring new solutions to life, to solve today's challenges and create the future. Azure is the world's computer, and Azure is global, giving you the immense potential to scale your apps. We have also been rapidly building out our Azure regions, and we now have 66 regions worldwide. This allows you to run your apps close to your team members and your customers, wherever they are, and also helps you to meet local data residency requirements. With data centers in more regions than any other cloud provider, and more than 90 plus compliance certifications, Azure provides global reach with local presence that many businesses and organizations need, allowing them and you to reduce costs, time, and complexity of operating. Not to mention, these compliance certifications are incredibly important in the finance and security industries, something that's going to be relevant for you this weekend with the hackathon. So Azure provides a broad range of services that enables you to build rich applications or solutions and host web and mobile apps so you can focus on your apps rather than the infrastructure. Access across our infrastructure to databases to our platform, we have over 1,000 plus new capabilities from artificial intelligence to Kubernetes to containers and databases and more to ensure that we're keeping you ahead of the curve. We offer a unique end-to-end solution that lets you build rich applications in partnership with non-traditional developers, enabling you to tap into talent from across your team. As you can see on the side here, Power Platform solutions like Power Apps and Power BI are definitely closely linked to Azure. Earlier on, when I was talking about Power Platform, I mentioned Azure Functions. So I thought it would be good to explain to you what that is. Azure Functions is a solution for easily running small pieces of code or functions in the cloud. You can write just the code you need for the problem at hand without worrying about the whole application or the infrastructure to run on. Functions can make development even more productive using your development language of choice, such as C#, Java, JavaScript, PowerShell, and Python, and from any major platform, macOS, Linux, and Windows. You can enjoy automated and flexible scaling based on your workload volume, keeping the focus on adding value instead of managing infrastructure. Functions is a great solution for building simple APIs and microservices, processing data, integrating systems, and simplifying resources automation. Consider functions to extend existing applications through tasks like image or operation or order processing, file maintenance, or for any tasks you like to run on a schedule. Azure Functions integrates with various Azure and third-party services, and these services can trigger your function and start execution, or they can serve as input and output for your code. So where can you go to get started? Here are some useful links you can check out. The first link here, aka.ms/AzureLCAD, brings you to a website for low-code app development solutions where you can see example scenarios, solution architectures, related products and components, as well as sign up for the Power Apps developer plan so you can start using and building with Power Apps, Power Automate, and Dataverse for free. For all of you who've just heard about Power Platform from me today, I would suggest you to check out our learning portal and resources over at aka.ms/learnpowerapps. Here, you can learn more about Power Platform, Power Apps, Power Automate, Microsoft Azure, and many more services, which also includes video walkthroughs on how to use these solutions. Lastly, you can get started right now with the two links I have on the bottom here, aka.ms/startpowerapps, which brings you to the Power Apps Studio, where you will build and design your Power Apps, and azure.com/free, where you can sign up to use Azure for free. Through this Azure free trial, you get to use $200 of free credits and a bunch of other free services that you can use on top of that right now. All right, so that's all from me. Just a very quick run through, 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you everyone for your attention. Have fun and good luck in the Whack the Fort Hackathon. Back to the
Thank
MC.
you. Thank you, Imran. Good to have you. Now, just run through very quickly. Next, we're going to have Azrul from Jewel Digital Ventures. Azrul, are you there?
Hi everyone. Azrul here.
Hi. Imran, would you mind stop sharing the? Can you also put the links into the chat group, please, Imran? Thank you.
I'll do that now.
You. Yeah. Azrul.
Hi everyone. A quick one from me. I don't want to take too much of your time. So my name is Azrul from Jewel Digital Venture. Short, we can call it JDV. So JDV is a digital innovation arm of PNB, which is Permodalan Nasional Berhad. And JDV specifically, our mandate is to develop and explore innovative digital solution for PNB. So PNB is one of the largest asset management company in Malaysia, with the mission to enrich the rakyat at large, specifically. So as such, it's very important that we keep up and lead the way when it comes to digital innovation to protect and grow the wealth of the general population. So we are currently actively looking for software developers who are interested in jumping into fintech. And there are tons of opportunity within PNB, as PNB, if I may be frank, is relatively, they're still developing their digital capability. As such, there's a lot of things that we can do together. So if any of you guys are interested, you can just reach out to me. And I hope you guys enjoy the weekend, and I wish you all the best.
Very cool. Thank you, Azrul. Azrul is also a judge for our event. And next, we're going to hear a little bit from David Raju. He's from Palo Alto Networks. They are our cybersecurity partner of choice. David's been with us and involved with FortNynja from the really the beginning. So good to welcome you on board, David.
Thanks, Fangmin. Okay, let me share my screen. And you know what? I was thinking about that as well. So when you said that from the beginning, and when I look back and I think back, that's right? It was really from the beginning when you guys started, and we already had this discussion, and how far we've come, right? So far with regards to this. So yeah, thanks for having me. So I hope everyone is having a good evening. Thank you to FortNynja for really arranging this and letting us be part of your partner. So my name is David Raju. For those of you who are who don't know me, I currently head the cybersecurity engineering team here in Palo Alto Networks, Malaysia. So today I'm going to really talk about very quickly shifting left, right? For all you developers out there, you may have heard of this movement that's happening within the application space or application security space. Specifically, when we're talking about a lot of these hackathons and a lot of the applications that we're talking about, you may have come across shift left, right? And what is shift left all about? So I'm going to really just give you a quick lowdown in terms of what are some of the things we are looking out for, and where the industry is kind of thinking about or looking at from a cybersecurity perspective when it comes to cloud native security. Okay. So let me just demystify cloud security a little bit, right? It used to be that, all cloud security was just accessing the cloud out there, right? You really never really had any control of it. It's the bigger application, the bigger vendors, the bigger tech guys that will control the internet, the DCs, public cloud, SaaS applications and all that. But if you look at it today, fast forward it today, it's all about really securing the cloud. You heard from the previous speaker and all that, how they are building infrastructure, and you can now use code that is literally build your applications and your infrastructure on the cloud. I would even take it as an analogy where, last time it used to take lots and lots of racks and hardware and servers to really build up a data center, right? Today, with just a couple of swipe of a credit card, couple of clicks of a button, few strokes of the keyboard, you have an entire infrastructure, entire data center up and running, right? So that's what really we're talking about, right? How we secure in the cloud, and we're really thinking about it from a private cloud perspective, public cloud, multi-cloud, the applications that you all are going to be developing, which I'm really excited to see and look at, and really is going to be a learning experience for me as well, will have to live in some sort of infrastructure, right? So that's what we're talking about, right? Securing the cloud. Now, if you look at it in a cloud galaxy, a long time ago, or far away in a cloud galaxy away, this was how applications was used to be done, right? The term was lift and shift, right? You had monolithic applications built on servers, old traditional 3-tier architecture web application that is built, right? And what you did was you basically lifted the entire application and you shifted it onto virtual machines. And in this case, you shifted it up to the cloud, right? That's one of the easiest ways for organizations to really adopt their legacy applications, right? They couldn't really modernize it. So what they did was they took it, virtualized it, and then just put it up onto the cloud, right? But as time grew, with all things tech, it grew in sophistication, right? And that's where the whole term cloud native applications started to come in, right? Newer technologies, and again, you heard from the previous speaker, right? Containers technology, function-based technology, workloads, right? Or serverless, which is what we call it, platform as a service. All that really made the life of you guys, the developers, right? Very easy. And that's really where the whole thinking around application development started to change, right? Rather than the traditional, I remember when I was back in uni, we used to learn about software development lifecycle, SDLC, which was a waterfall model, right? You write a huge piece of code, iterate it down to the end user, and then you figure out and say, only for the end user to tell you that, no, that's not what I want, right? Restart the whole process again. But with today's kind of application thinking, application modernization, this whole concept of DevOps, right? That now the developers are also, in a way, the operations manager of the infrastructure itself, right? So if you think about it, and that's where the whole concept of infrastructure as code comes in, because you are not only building software applications, you also need to start thinking about how is this going to be hosted, right? What kind of web servers am I going to build out? What kind of ports do I need my web servers to be open up to? What kind of backend SQLs, database backend do I need? What kind of application platforms do I need? So you can see you are now becoming like developer / ops, the operations guy, right? DevOps. But of course, security will come along the way and say that, hey, are you sure your code is secure? Is your infrastructure secure? And that's where the whole term around DevSecOps starts coming in, right? And you see the life cycle there, the build, deploy, and run. So it's a very quick, iterative way, very agile method of developing applications, right? You build it very quickly, build a new function, build a new feature based on container technology, serverless technologies. You quickly deploy it, pull all the necessary code that you need into a function, a container, and deploy it. And hopefully that's what we will see with your MVPs, right, this weekend. And then if it's all okay, well and good, and then you push it out to your pipeline, right? And that's where your code starts running, and voila, right? You have a modernized application that is cloud native, right? Using all the benefits of cloud, right? Its nature being elastic, and the workload spins up and down as and when you need it. If the transaction starts scaling up, you can very quickly turn on and spin up new containers, right? And when the workload goes down over the weekend or past Christmas period or past year end or past 9/9 or 10/10 sales, right? The workload comes down, right? So you don't need to be running massive infrastructure in low periods, and in high periods, you run bigger infrastructure just to cater to the load, right? So that's really what you think about cloud applications and the applications that are native to the cloud itself, right? And guess what, right? The data center guys will, or some organizations want to get in on the action as well, right? They don't want to just be running legacy applications. They want to modernize the applications, right? Hence this term, application modernization. Re-looking at the applications, do they have an opportunity now to now modernize the application to container-based, serverless-based technologies, yet still run it in a private cloud environment, right? So that's kind of and this gives you a kind of good view in terms of how you can actually still have the best of both worlds, have your application still live for, you know, very sensitive data. You still need it on premise, but you still want all the cloud capabilities you can. For the more public facing kind of parts of the application, you can push it out, right, to the cloud applications itself, right, or the cloud service providers itself. Now, the problem with that is that, right, all I always talked about was DevOps, right? Now, where does security come in? And, you know, if you are a developer, if you've been a developer long enough, you probably had this pain, right? That your application, you build this beautiful application, it's like your baby, right? You build all the bells and whistles, only to come to being tested, you know, then that's where they hire security guys, right? Hackers that capture the flag. They will penetration test the heck out of your application, right? They will do black box testing and find a vulnerability in there and say, nope, your application cannot go live, right? Just because there was a problem with the application itself. And guess what? If it was a traditional waterfall-based model, it gets pushed all the way back up that chain back to you to go and figure out what went wrong with the application, right? That from a organization perspective is very expensive, right? Because not only incurs time, all the project management, all, you know, contacting the developers again to say that, hey, we found a bug or a vulnerability in your application, you need to now go fix it. Okay, so that's where the whole concept of shift left starts coming in, right? The idea is that you want to take security and cybersecurity in this case and shift it left as much as possible to as early as possible in the coding lifecycle itself, right? So for you guys who are the developers out there building your MVP and all that, we definitely would love to see how you have now incorporated security, cybersecurity into your applications itself, right? Into your workload itself. And these are this is some of the concepts and the thinking that when you are working with the security team, these are the things they're going to ask you, all right? They're going to ask you compliance, vulnerability perspective, right? Are you pulling in a Docker container that's running a PHP platform with a MySQL backend database that's all totally vulnerable, right? Or are you configuring your MySQL database with username, password in the clear in your config file, right? Which is breaking the compliance rules as an example, right? Or did you develop your application that is totally vulnerable to a SQL injection itself, right? So all that traditionally would have been found in the black box penetration testing phase of it. But guess what, right? What if we could actually push that up earlier to the life cycle and alert you, right? The developers in terms of this is how you should fix your code, right? This is how you should code it securely and all that. And that's where the whole problem comes in, right? The industry, and you know, I've been in cyber for long enough that we had this conundrum that for every small little problem, we throw a product at it, right? That's for every small little issue, we throw a big system, a big point product system at the problem, and expect the team, the security operations team, to go and fix it, right? This was how we actually did it, right? Back then, if it was a web application, we threw a web application firewall at the problem. We threw intrusion prevention systems at the problem. We threw code scanning systems, right, at the problem itself, just to be able to fix this, right? Now, and really, I think that's where there's this really good opportunity, and I'm really excited about this, right? Is to really think about how we look at security from a full DevSecOps lifecycle, embed security as early as possible into the build, deploy, and run, right? Even in your build phase, you are writing code, we can give you real-time, just-in-time results of the code itself to tell you whether the code is vulnerable, right? Whether there's any security issues in there. We can also tell you in the deploy phase whether are you pulling in any vulnerable container images, right? And when you push it out to the run, today your code may look beautiful and all that, no vulnerabilities, but 6 months down the road, that's not the case, right? A new vulnerability was discovered in your run phase, right? So you quickly fix the code, tear down the container, fix your code, and that's where all the agility comes in, right? And push the code back out again, right? So yeah, so very quickly with that, so some of the, I guess, giving you all a sneak peek in terms of what we're looking for with regards to some of the judging criteria, right? Your MVP, we love to see how you've incorporated, particularly Prisma Cloud, which is what we enable, right? The whole DevSecOps capability to have visibility in your workload. Doesn't matter if it's virtual machines, it's containers, it's serverless, right? We have the ability to scan that, give you a view in terms of how that code or that your application infrastructure actually looks like, right? And then very quickly give you a compliance scan. Are you using a weakly configured or insecurely configured container? Are you having a vulnerable system that you're pulling in container images? And are your web applications even secure from, let's say, OWASP top 20 or top 10 vulnerabilities, right? SQL inject, cross-site scripting, those kind of things. So we've given a lot of resources there. The hands-on guide is there actually as well. The link to the software download is there, and as well as the license key, all right? So that's really the judging criteria we're looking at, and really looking forward to that, right? Just very quickly, if you're looking at it, some of the things that we looked at was around our Unit 42, right? This is an amazing amount of research around for you developers to really think about cybersecurity and some of the issues around cloud, right? I can imagine a lot of your applications will go cloud and you'll start to use it, right? No pun intended, I mean, no disrespect to some of the partners here, but I think one of the more recent one, and this was a big one actually we found, but thankfully, of course, in this case, Microsoft and us worked together. They've actually closed off the vulnerability. As part of our research together with all the big CSP players, right, was that, we had the ability, we found an ability to actually jump containers, right, in this case. But it was never in the wild, so thankfully we caught it. So we were all part of the good guys, white hat hackers in this case. So we worked very closely with our partners, with our technology partners, to make sure that, this kind of vulnerabilities, as we encourage applications to move to the cloud, we want to make sure that that platform is just as secure as well, right? The other one, of course, is the API documentation. It's all there. Whatever you can see, we can do in a console. We can do everything through the API interface, through the API interface as well, also, right? So all the documentations are there. I'm sure you guys are going to geek out on this over the weekend. So I will again, right, on Sunday, I'm really looking forward to that. The APIs are there, the demos are there, the test drive. So if you are ever interested, you can actually register for it and go for the test drive where we will host everything for you in that sense. But like I said, this weekend is an amazing weekend for you to really do the hackathon. And I will kind of end this with this last 30 seconds, Fangmin. Right? I promise 30 seconds, that's it. Okay.
You're driving innovation. You're racing to the cloud. You need to do it securely. That's why Palo Alto Networks developed Prisma Cloud, an integrated platform that secures your cloud environments end to end. Used by the world's largest organizations, Prisma Cloud provides the cybersecurity you need from code to cloud, so you can get cloud security right the first time around. We've got next. You're driving in a...
Short and sweet, 30 seconds. So have fun, have an amazing weekend, have fun shifting left.
Thank you, David. Now for the participants, please rename yourself. The example is in the chat group over there. Please rename yourself as a participant and then your team name and the name. One thing I'd like to do right now is I'm a bit of a selfie addict, right? So I like to get everybody to turn on their cameras right now, so we can take a group picture. I'd encourage everyone to please turn on your cameras. I promise we'll do this only 1,000 times over the next 48 hours. Very good. Good to see everybody here. Good to see everybody turning on your cameras. FortNynja Malcolm seems to have a Batman logo on. And once I've done with the snapshot, I'm going to be inviting Yingting to present a little bit about Pod. They're obviously one of the ATF feature anchors that will be going through a little bit of their API actually. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to go into the breakout rooms. For the breakout rooms, we're going to break that up into the different participants and the mentors in one group, and then the judges in the other area, so that we can walk you through the participant list and get you answer any of the questions that you may have on it. Yeah. Okay, it's buffering at my side. Desktop without cam. Sorry, that's all right. For the rest of you, hope you can join us with your videos. Is it just on my side, or has everybody's screen loaded up already?
It's loaded on my end.
Loaded on your end. Okay, then in this case, David, I need you to ask a favor for you to take that snapshot for me, that screenshot. 1, 2, 3, big smiles.
Wait, let me figure out this. Yeah, you. Okay, wait. Okay, let me do this. No, don't share. Somebody's sharing screen.
Yes. Who is sharing screen?
Okay, all right. Everyone,
okay.
Big smiles. Friday smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3, capture. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me get to the next page. Okay, again, big smiles, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Okay,
hey, there we go for like the Fort. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to be inviting Yingting. Yingting, can you join us on stage?
Hi.
So Yingting's representing Pod.
Yes. Will you mind helping me to share the presentation deck that I shared over last time?
Sure. Let me get to. Was this through an email, Yingting?
Yes.
Yeah, let me do. Maybe Yingting, you can start first, introducing yourself.
Sure. Hi everyone. I am Yingting from Pod, one of the co-founder. So from Pod, we are a financial well-being platform. We enable the micro saving services for our target audience, our user, and our key segment that we are serving are mainly the youth and also the gig players that we work closely with the gig platform to provide all the little opportunity for the gig players to be able to capture the saving opportunity. So what we do, so we can go to the second slide. So what Pod do is that we enable our user set their goal on our system and on the app, and also set the amount that they want to save and the target. And we will help them to track by also as well providing more intuitive customized advices to the user about the opportunities to save, and it's actually aligning with their financial behaviors that what we can capture from the data by studying the user activities on our application. We can go to the second slide. Next slide. So this is basically how Pod apps look like. We have a main screen about the goal that you are saving. You can track it, your performance, your reward that you are getting. And then the second screen is basically telling, what are different saving channels that we have on the application. For instance, we have direct debit, meaning that it will auto save every week based on the amount that's set by the user. And then we also have instant, whenever they want to save, they can save via bank transfer or wallet. And we're also coming up with coin saving features in our app soon. And the last one is basically we give reward to our user every time when they achieve some of the milestone or they participate in some of the financial, some of the activities that we organize. For instance, recently we just have a saving challenge that we organized together with PIDM. So we can go to the second slide. So basically for Port, on top of our own application, we also have developed our own set of API for our partner to integrate to partner. So we actually have a very open mindset that we work together with different players in the industry. For instance, a personal finance management app, a gig platform, and also some financial institution for them to be able to link the user to their Port saving app. So for instance, this use case of Alfred will be the closest to what you'll find from our API documentation. What happened here is that this you can integrate to our app, and then from there, the user on your app not need to come to our mobile application. They can already create a goal, create an account, create a goal, the goal details from the API. If they already have a Port account, they can also sync their account details to your application. So from there, you basically see the first two screen is about signing up or syncing your Alfred application itself display all the goal details of the user that they are saving toward. And then on there is also a save more button that they will call our API to perform saving. So when they perform saving, the system will be synced. Then at the same time, if the user go to our Port app, they will also see the details of their saving. So the last one is basically how our partner displaying the overview, the details of this user Go activities. So another use cases, next slide, is how we work together with a gig platform. One of the example is GoGet, where we power the save features on the riders application. It's a mobile application where they take job, they interact with the customer, and also the platform itself about their money transferring back to their bank account. So on there is a save button. Every time these riders and they click save, we will automatically link to our app to update about their saving already. And then the finance itself, the saving will be then transferred from the platform to Port app. So the next slide will slightly show this is basically the UI of when the user signing up from GoGet app, they will go through the process of logging in, setting up their account, and then setting the goal details, the amount, the goal, and also what is the categories of the goal they are saving to. And then we can go to the next slide. Next will be just a more details example of how the communication, the information communications between the two systems and also the money flow. So basically it's that when they save, automatically update details on our Port system. And then the financial part, it will be handled by the financial team of the two company. Okay, so we can go to the next one. So yeah, this is an overview of Port. We started from micro saving, and then we also coming out with other financial credit products that our aim is to actually help to improve the financial well-being of our target audience, especially the young people and also the B40 and gig platform. Because we believe that saving is a behavior. Before people actually are able to build the disciplines and behaviors and test the sweetness about managing their money, is going to be quite not really fruitful if you already go to sell them about investment product. So we believe it's a journey that we can grow together with our user. And then at the same time, we identify that a lot of players, gig players out there, also some underserved group really have challenges in accessing some credit facility from the traditional financial institution. So this is also what we are currently developing, helping to build an alternative way of assessing the credit worthiness of the user that come to apply microcredit from our platform. So this is the overview vision of where Port is heading to. We started from micro saving, but there is not just Port about. So actually our company is also actively looking to know more about developer and engineer out there. If you had interest to check out more about our company and our team, just feel free to reach out to me. And I wish you guys a very fruitful and challenging hackathon over this weekend.
Thanks, Ying.
Fruitful and challenging. Thanks, Yin.
Yes.
So
engineer like challenges, right?
Yes, they do. They like hard puzzles.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that I'm going to do now is introduce who the judges are, right? Since we're on the the add the feature, not so much attack the fort, but add the feature side of things. We have David, you've heard from him just now, David Raju. We got Abdullah Abbas to join us as a mentor as well, also called Dolly. Kamra will be doing the preliminaries with Teven and Azrul. So they are the judges for the add the feature. Now on the CTF, the capture the flag, we're gonna have Izzat. Izzat's there with his big smile. We also got Jane Tay, and we got Dr. Karim Kyo and Zontek. These are the 4 judges that's going to be there to verify the flags that you have captured, and to make sure that everything is as many flags as you can find, right? No Easter eggs, I promise. Now on the mentor side, and this is where we're going to be breaking you up into the mentors and the participants into your breakout room straight after this. We got Sergio Utama, we got Liana, Sulaiman, Lee Chun Yi, Sabrina T, Hafiz, Lawrence, Jethro, and Thiru. So thank you very much for our judges and our mentors. Now we are going to move over to the breakout session where we're going to be sending participants that are in the ATF track as well as the CTF track into a briefing room where we're going to guide you on the next steps and the next process. There is a video, about a 13-minute video from Senang Insurance. If we have the time specifically for the participants, we will play that later on. But we're going to move on forward with the participants' kit walkthrough, as well as the judges and the mentors' kit walkthrough. For our team at FortNynja, please remember to record that session. We will need that to be done. So we're going to be allocating you in the breakout rooms now.